What up, family? Get us -20 Mary Lee. It is 1:06 a.m. in my city, Chicago. Wonderful Wicked Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. Going all the way to 1:11. It is 79% on my phone. All right, real Mary McNamara, it's time for us to keep it 100 with ourselves. We're going to talk about cheating. Cheating in the Next Room. It's a blues song by ZZ Hill called Cheating in the Next Room. And Johnny Taylor have one called Everything's Out in the Open. You know, people set out to sabotage the ones that's worth something. And 9 times out of 10, you know, it's a hustle amongst friends, families, and lovers. You got to remember the story about Sam Cooke and Bobby Womack. You know, Sam Cooke took Bobby Womack under his wings, you know, and, you know, they eventually end up killing, you know, Sam Cooke, and Bobby Womack end up wearing Sam's Cooke clothes to his funeral and smashing his wife, and in the end, he didn't even want the wife. He ended up with the daughter. So usually if you give a person what they want, 9 times out of 10, they don't want it, especially if you ain't fighting for the person they think you won't. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what happened with my so-called best friend, LaWanda Joy Jacobs, and Dwayne Lewis, and Donna Marie Evans. I actually caught my ex-best friend, Dwayne Lewis, in bed with my ex, you know what I mean, Donna Marie Evans, who is a real estate agent, banker, famous prostitute, and an Italian stallion who chose me at 18, and she was 27 at the time, you know, with a child that was 5 years old, and whom I helped raise and, you know, made something out of. Long story short, people only gravitate towards you when you are worth something. And then they try to make it seem as though you're the problem after you have given everything you have, you know. So, you know, I'm having a little situation at church and stuff. I'm glad I didn't have any relationship with this person, but, you know, I wanted to help her as well. You know, that's what I do. I'm a caregiver, I guess. I guess God put me on this earth to just, you know, remind people that there are still some good people in the world, regardless of how much they get shitted on. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you this last scripture in this little 5 minutes of fame to wrap things up. And, you know, if you've been cheated on, you know where I'm coming from. We're going to reverse the curse. Put it back on them hot and horny people. You understand what I'm saying? Real Mary McNamara. This the 4. You know, family members, they know better than strangers and, you know, wives, girlfriends, and bugaboos. This the 3. All right, here we go. Let's see what it says about cheating. All right, we got Acts chapter 23 on my mama, and 24 right here. It says King James Version took out I think it say barracks or something. I don't know. My own writing, I can't even, you know what I'm saying? But they be taking words out that mean what they really mean. But in this Bible, they keep it real. You understand what I'm saying? The Gideon. There's a bomb in Gideon. Got about another minute to go, going all the way to 1:11. So for all the ones who thought they was getting over on me and stuff, look, y'all chose me, remember? This is the 6th. I've been standing up for myself since the age of 6, 1973. You know, against bullies and people who knew I was worth something. That's why they green with envy, and my birthstone is green, and my favorite color is green. Why? Because I love money also. You know, I might not end up with anything. I don't love money, for real, because the love of money is the root of all evil. You know, I just appreciate and respect money. You know what I mean? But some people love it so much, they'll kill you for your money. So you have to be careful out there. If you're a widow, you notice there's more single people in church than it is couples. A lot of broken-hearted people. So if you're somebody that's looking for love and you fed up, I'm that person. I don't drink, drugs, smoke, or fornicate. But if you're just trying to get me for something I don't have, And everybody done already stole. And that's my money, property, and prestige. Keep on rolling. Step your game up. Peace.